Hi, this is Dreaming Sheep, and welcome to episode 5 of Sheep's Nearly Vanilla Experience. So, while we were away, I did a whole bunch of AFK again, just to try and get my levels up. I was around 93, and then decided to do some enchanting in an attempt to try and get looting 3. So, 9 swords later, a whole bunch of random enchantments. There's most of the ones you would ever possibly need. I'm not a big fan of Bane of Arthropods just because of spiders, and I hate knockback, so that won't be going on my sword. But I think I've actually got a sword I'd like to assemble. So I'll combine either these two or these two. I'm just going to see which is cheapest on the levels, not that it's really an issue, but you know. And then I'll add it to this one. It should give me sharpness 5, unbreaking 3, looting 3, and sweeping edge, which I've never really used that much. I've really had enchanted swords before sweeping edge was added, and that's not an anvil. So, not really that big an issue. I think it'll be cheaper this way, quite a bit cheaper. Yeah, let's go with that one then. Should be sharpness 4, perfect. And we'll swap these just to have a quick look. And sharpness 5, looting 3, unbreaking 3, sweeping edge 3. There we go, that is my sword of choice. And I'm assuming that's, yeah, there we go. That's for getting sharpness 5. Yep. I don't know why, but this, the enchanting sort of tab for the advancements unlocked, like, while I was enchanting the 9th sword. So something must have triggered it. But I've had a quick look through. There's a few I'm still going to need to get. Now, while we have ice on screen, I'm actually recording this before episode 4 goes live. I tend to try and record between releasing an episode and uploading the next one. But I did realize that Silk Touch on a pickaxe could get me ice, and that's probably the only useful thing I would find with it. I might try and get like a few ores if I want to craft something, but I could quite easily do that with chisel and bits as well. So not really the end of the world or the greatest sort of enchantment to have, but it does mean I've been using the Silk Touch pick instead of the Fortune pick for general things you will see in the next minute or two. But I also realized that I've been a complete thingy that I prefer not to say just in case there's some child watching somewhere. But all the picks I've been ruining, I could have just repaired them on an anvil that was sitting in a chest. So I have done that. I've actually repaired this one twice already, and we're nearly through the next sort of lifespan. But I will be doing that moving forward until I get into Tinkers in the next few episodes. I'm not entirely sure when I'm going to. I think I want to build a house first. Talking about building a house, there has been a small change to the island. As you can see, I've rebuilt the entire thing now. All the way around, that entire section down there matches this entire section down the bottom. It wasn't as bad as I expected. There was a few different methods I ended up using, like the granite I mentioned. The first time round, or the first time off camera, I actually built it round like this as a full kind of border. But I found it a lot harder to follow than just doing like no edges. And then just copying this up to the top from the bottom. And once I was finished copying it, I just filled in the corners so that I could use the wand and fill in that level, really. There were several times that I fell nearly to my death, like this. Like, don't worry about the voice change. But luckily, because I was always on the edge, I basically just fell down into water. It wasn't the end of the world. I'm just going to go clean up this granite because... Oh, I nearly got him. Didn't actually know there was a skeleton down there, and that guardian's going to hit me. Come on. Right, third time lucky, I think is what they say, don't they? Right, I might do it off camera, just for the sake of it. Well, the plan is to build something up here, just as like a little spawn hut thing. Because I'm on my own, it doesn't really need to be anything spectacular. So I'll build something here, and then probably build a house down this section somewhere. And then I want to do a villager farm, or iron golem farm, somewhere to the side. I haven't decided where yet. And then obviously we have the Guardian Monument to sort out. So I kind of, if I build in that direction, it might actually be a better idea because it could be loaded more and then give me more items while I'm just generally in my base. So I have some options. I'm not sure what I'm going to go with yet, but I'm sure you'll find out soon. Before I build anything, I do want to try and craft something. I need, what, 8 will do. You can probably see in the corner up there what the plan is. Oh, I actually needed 16. Well, I'm going to need to get some obsidian soon, which shouldn't be a problem down in that mining cave that I have, because there's quite a lot of it, or quite a lot of lava sitting there. Next, I need some iron bars, and then 3 iron and 1 obsidian. So if we do iron bars, and we do this, we should get a drain. Fantastic. And then 3 with obsidian gives me a shower. Oh, interesting. Yet another advancement I wasn't aware of. Oh, iron bars. Okay. I was a little bit surprised that open blocks might actually have some sort of advancement there. But anyway, so tanks and drains and what they're for. So I can't remember if the open blocks tanks will allow liquids to go up. Oh, I didn't really put that in the right spot. Oh, well, that'll work. But what you do is you take a tank. It could use other tanks as well. I think there's like the... Oh, that one wouldn't work. Ooh, that could give chiseled experience. That could be interesting, actually. Or the ender tank. Okay, so it's the only 2 tanks you rarely have. You can use a seared tank, but it only holds 4 buckets, so it wouldn't be worth it. But you put a XP drain on top of it, and then if you stand on it, all your XP goes into it. I kind of wanted to do this just because obviously I don't want to die when I'm at 60 odd experience, even though I'm getting it for free effectively. It would still just be nice to have some control over it. I don't remember how much each tank holds, and what I'm worried about is whether the XP will actually come back up here. Oh, and I might need to go 1 block higher. Okay, let's just swap this and this out. Put that one there, and then if we put this one up here. And I'll probably need a lever, which I don't have on me, so let's go get one quickly. That one, and cobble. Yay for dank now, right? Keeps everything nice and safe. So, lever. I don't know if I need a lever, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. And if we put a shower head up there, and then a lever? No. That might be because the XP hasn't gotten up there. So, let's take this off. If we put it down here... It's been a long time since I've... There we go. The XP drain. So it just drops XP on the ground that you can pick up. So it's kind of the opposite of the sort of the XP drain over there. So I am going to put this... You can, like, if you really want to be silly, put it there and switch it on and it drains onto the XP drain. I might try and do that, and then I can just sort of stand next to it. I'm not sure. But it's going to be a long time until I will have enough XP to actually drain out of this thing. So when we get to that point, I think we'll have a play around and see what we can do. You can also get a bucket of XP from here. I don't know what the uses are for. Let's have a quick look. Oh, okay. Yep. So yeah, I've added that to the list of items that you need for spawn eggs. The other one being a bucket of blood, which is it's obtainable, but I'm going to leave it up to you to figure out how. Unless I click on that, no, it doesn't show you. Okay. I know a couple of ways we can get that quite easily. And I think that is the only use. Yep. Okay. So we will need a lot of this, so this is probably a very good idea for something to build. So, I'm going to take a break and probably sort of enlarge this area, think of what I'll build here. The irony is I'm going to probably dig into that hill, even though I've just built it, really. And start building some sort of spawn, and then have to move this that I've just built. So I will catch you in a few seconds. And just a quick sidetrack, I was off on an adventure when I spotted this like really nice sort of lake area. It's got a really big sort of bit of water, completely surrounded by land all the way around. And what was kind of special about it is not the island and not the fact that it's a big enough lake, but instead that it's a Guardian monument, which I thought was quite interesting, mainly because there's obviously a Guardian monument back at spawn, but the problem I have with that is it's surrounded by water, which in vanilla is a fantastic thing, but in the modded one it's probably going to be a problem. The reason for that is these Guardians can spawn in any bit of water. So if I were to build the farm at the monument by spawn, I'd have to drain the entire ocean, which is doable, but I don't really want to. So I think what I'm going to do is probably use this one. I'll save that waterfall just for the sake of it. Maybe do like a blue glass covering all the way around, and then just drain this out completely, light up the caves, all the normal stuff that has to be done. But I think that would work a bit better than what's, the one at spawn. And then I'll preserve the monument as best I can, and maybe go with, is it Nambon's? Nambon, I can never pronounce his name. His monument design, so that we don't actually have to destroy the monument. But that's going to be several episodes away. I definitely want to get into Tinkers before I do something like this. Not for the weapons, but for the glass. Because I think the blue clear glass might work a bit better than vanilla glass, even with the connected texture mod. So it's something to play with, something to figure out. But like I say, this is going to be several episodes away. I just wanted to bring it up because I thought it was pretty epic. I've never seen a monument just in a lake. And to show you, it is literally in the middle of a lake. So yeah, back to our normal program. So it's actually been a couple of days, not a few seconds. But we're back. I have filled up the XP tank completely. It did not sort of transfer up, which I really wanted it to. So I just moved the XP drain to the top. And I have been AFK for quite a while. Sort of on and off overnight, or just while I'm out doing general sort of stuff I have to do as an adult. So yeah, I don't actually know how much XP is in there, but there's a lot. I can't put any more in. I do have like 1 or 2 more tanks downstairs, so I might do that, but I'm not sure yet. While I was away, I did have a think about what I was going to do at spawn. I still don't fully know. I've got a couple of ideas. And then I thought of something else that I really want to try, but it's probably not something permanent. I just like the idea of it. And to do it, I need some green blocks. I will also need some water, so I got myself a chisel and bits tank. And how this works is you put your tank on the ground, fill it with a water type, and then if you grab your chisel and right click on it, you get some chisel bits. And these can be placed on the ground wherever you want them, and they act exactly like water. So that little patch, you could fall from the ground and land in that and not take any fall damage, which is amazing. Or, it doesn't run anywhere, just looks pretty. I have used it for things like a garden tank in the past, but I don't think we'll be doing that this time round. I also crafted a chisel and bits bag, which I don't think there'll be anything in there. So if I grab some more water, oh, wrong button, you'll see that it starts to fill up with water. So instead of filling up your entire inventory, which does happen very quickly with chisel and bits, it fills up a separate one. I'm just going to have to take all of this water. Come on. Can't just hold right click, which sucks. Wow, that took a lot longer than I expected. Let's get that tank back, and you'll see my bag is now nearly full. It does, each slot with the config I'm using holds 1 block's worth of bits, which is quite handy. So you can fill this up. It takes quite a lot. The default I think is only 512 if I remember correctly, which means like each block takes up about 8 of these slots. But I prefer having more space. So I'm going to grab, I've got this set. If you press the left Alt button, you get a config type thing or a selection dial. So I'm just going same material and left clicking to break it, and that puts all of it into my inventory and my bits bag, as you can see. So we've got 2 for the concrete, 2 for the alabaster, and 2 for the powder, and then 1 of each type in my inventory. So I need to figure out exactly how I'm going to do this. I know I want to use the concrete and the alabaster, and I'm going to need to put it into single bit, I think. Now the question is, do I want concrete or do I want alabaster? I think I will go with the concrete, and I'm just going to draw. I'm on place, single bit. Didn't place anything. Oh, I need to be on replace. So single bit and replace. Hang on. There we go. That's what I wanted. So that took out some sand by mistake, and we're going to drop that on there, and then go back to the concrete powder. Why does it keep changing that? Okay, I have no idea what's happening. This does not normally happen. No, I don't want that elevator. I want this elevator. What? Something is not right. Okay, we have normal elevator. Yep. Don't worry about the wool. There's a reason for that. So you are on the correct setting. You are on the same. You are on the same. You should. What? That's on. Wow. Okay. Place. Correct. There we go. Okay. I don't know what was just happening there, but something funky did. Do I want that one? No, I don't. I'm going to do it there, I think. 1, 2, 3. And bear with me, because this is going to take just a minute while I go all the way around. I am going to make this a few blocks taller, but I haven't actually decided exactly how much taller. Oh, bit of lag. Come on. Thank you. But luckily, to make this taller, because I'm using the same material, is not actually going to be that difficult. And I will show you why in about 5 seconds, hopefully. There we go. So left Alt, and we can go same material, and then we can just right click and it will bring it back up for us. And we can do that all the way around. I'm going to need a bit taller than that, I think. What's that? 3. Let's do 2 more. I want to see if I can step over that. Okay, so I will start at that height and see if it works, which I think was 9 blocks high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. You can set key bindings to do like an undo and redo type thing. I have my undo set to Control Z because, well, Windows. And let's do this, and it should do all 4 of them at the same time. Excellent. I feel like I had this smaller earlier, but oh well. Did I do this a little bit smaller the last time? I did. Okay, I might just bring this in a block. So I'm going to go to draw region, just because I don't want it to completely mess everything up, and I'd like to stand on the ground. Thank you. So if I do that one, and that one, and then bring this one up. Sorry, entertaining times with sheep. And I can put one in the middle. Okay, so Chisel and Bits is a fantastic mod, but it does take up like your entire life, as you can see. Just making something kind of really small and cylindrical can take absolutely hours. You do have loads of extra little options for sort of, not really blueprints. I think they call them cards. Beep. Let's have a quick look. If we do chisel and no. And no. Hey? No. Well, there is something for it. Where is it? Here we go. So they are designs. And I'll probably need to craft a mirror design as well as a positive design later on. So we'll get back to that. How do we do chisel? Oh, chisels. Aha. There we go. Just brings that up instead. Now, let me just finish this because we're nearly there now. And I want to thicken up just the top, I think 4. Yeah, top 4. So same thing on the outside. I'm just drawing, I'm basically just repeating the region that is there, or the design, because I'm pretty sure this is all that I'm going to want to do. And I'm hoping someone can already guess what this is going to be and why I chose to do it. Oh, see, I've missed that already. So if we left click and draw that same region, it will just remove the blocks. And then right clicking is what's placing it, really. Same as normal Minecraft mechanics. Come on. If you're wondering why I have the alabaster... Oh, I've just realized I'm using lime powder now. I was wondering why the design looks so kind of odd. So yes, that's not really what I wanted to do. But that's an easy fix in a minute. That's less of an easy fix, so let's just undo that. One of the things I really dislike while trying to do this is obviously the colors are all the same, which makes it really hard for the depth perception. If you're in the wrong spot, this just looks completely flat, obviously. And I think that is it. This one is wrong, so let's just remove that. There we go. I want to change this back to the concrete. So if we just go back to the same material and replace, it should hopefully, yep, just completely replace it for us. And then we get the green that I actually wanted. And it's probably pretty obvious what this is now, I hope. If it's not, I'm really worried. But what I'll do off camera, I'm gonna get rid of this lime concrete for the moment, is use the alabaster on a single bit and replace. Oh, that's probably changed it to place, yep. And then I just want to draw some like extra bits into it, just so that there's some sort of depth. And let's see if we just do like an entire line. And then we'll just repeat that up here a little bit, but I'm not going to go all the way in. But at least this way you can kind of see that there's a little bit of a different color, so it's a bit easier to see what's going on. So from there, for example, this left-hand side down here, for me, looks a little bit more like something's there than this one does. And then perhaps if I take that lime powder, I can like add some more definition just to the edge of the pipe. And then one more thing I wanted to do is grab the elevator block. I'm going to chisel that away. And there it is. So if we do this and we go connected plane or connected material, I think is the one I want. That will hopefully just do that little section on each side. Sorry about that. And well, I could just replace it. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to put that in place and put it in the corners. Usually this has been giving me lighting bugs, but it hasn't this time, which is quite nice. So, oh, I've got some of that oh, 4. I would have expected more. Okay, interesting, because there's 4 on each side. But there we go. I'll put a little bit more detailing into it off camera, and hopefully you can see what that is, which is a Mario pipe. Now what I liked about the idea of this is I can step into the Mario pipe, and if I crouch down like you do in Mario, I go down a level. So the plan is to actually build one above my head up here as well, and that would give me another like jumping up into a pipe. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Why is that not working? Right, well, we'll troubleshoot this off camera then. I'll be right back. Okay, so I did a little bit of testing, and it turns out the problem was the chisel and bits. I'm in a creative world. As you can see, there's no island anymore. Ooh. Elevators, I think. And from what I can tell, the most coverage you can have, I'm just going to go back to single bits, is 2 sort of bits covered. So I can go up, but I can't go down anymore. And if I remove that 1 bit, I can go up and down. So I am going to have to change the design to a larger pipe like this one in diameter. This was actually the very first one I ever did. And this one actually holds an entire block in the center instead of being a smaller, more compact, nicer design in my personal opinion. And you can see I played a bit with some water. I think just while I'm here, let's have a quick look at the experience bucket. I don't believe you can actually put in here. I did try. It will not accept it. Oh, it does empty though. That's handy. Good to know, because I only normally do that in creative when I'm testing. Let's just have a look and see. Yeah, it doesn't give you any. Okay, good to know. So don't put your XP buckets in your chisel and bits tanks. But yeah, I will, off camera, because it's about the end of the episode, I will go in and update the pipe, the top pipe design to be more like this one. And when we come back, I will show you what we're doing, or next episode, I'll show you what we're doing at the bottom. So until then, take care. Bye-bye. Right, quick sidetrack. I was just on an adventure where I found out this, really well timed.